Central Boat Rentals is a locally owned and operated providing safe and reliable marine transportation services to the Gulf Coast since 1967. We offer a wide array of vessels, barges, and repair facilities that can be tailored to your specific needs. My name is Brian. I'm a captain at Central Boats. We are experts in delivering your cargo safely and on time. If you're interested in coming aboard, check out our website, www.centralboats.com.
Good evening. I'm Brady Burrell, and she is
Jordan.
And we are happy to be with you tonight. We welcome you to our election coverage here on KQKI 95.3 FM and on the KQKI Digital Video Network. And we want to thank Central Boat Rentals, our sponsor of tonight's election coverage. And we also want to thank Brian Provich, our producer tonight. We had such a great time during the October 14th election coverage. We decided to do it again tonight.
Yes, I'm excited. It's going to be a fun night.
Yes, it sure will. So we've got not as many races on the ballot, but some very important races on the ballot. And we're going to show you now which races that we are going to closely watch for you. And we are going to be waiting for the early votes to come in, hopefully within the next few moments. So we're going to begin with the statewide races. First of all, the Secretary of State's race, Assistant Secretary of State Nancy Landry. She is, of course, being challenged by Democrat Gwen Collins Greenup. Jordan? Amendments that we are going to be watching, as well as some statewide constitutional amendments. But as we wait on early votes to come in, we have looked at numbers, and we can tell you that for the runoff tonight, we had a total of 2,929 early votes cast in St. Mary Parish. That is about 900 lower than the October 14th primary of 3,819. Now let's talk about turnout, Jordan. At the very top there.
Yes, so we had, for the state, about 36% of voters, and then for St. Mary Parish, we have about 37.9%. So
yes.
They're pretty much equal
well,
there.
St. Mary Parish actually came up about 1.5% above the state when it came to turnout. So that was very interesting to see St. Mary Parish voters get out. Of course, we had a sheriff's race, a Senate race, some other important races as well,
Yes.
but you still had a governor's race.
Yes.
But to see the turnout so low, that's a little discouraging, but you're really going to see it low tonight. What's the projected turnout looking like?
Yeah, the projected turnout is 15 to 18% for tonight.
Right, and that's all because you don't have the governor's race on the ballot. You know, some of these Republican candidates, especially, they wanted to go in on the coattails of Jeff Landry, our governor-elect. It's not going to happen, so they pretty much had to do it on their own. And, Brian, if you want to join us here on this conversation, talking to people, you know, I'm on the streets talking to people a lot. There's just so much voter apathy.
Yeah.
And I believe that a lot of that has started in Washington, D.C., to be honest with you.
Absolutely. I mean, you've got people that are just tired of politicians, let's face it.
Yeah.
You know, and they're not doing what they say they're going to do, or they're all of the bickering. I think the country's just overall is kind of getting tired of it, and that hurts the turnout.
It really does. People do get discouraged. A lot of voter apathy. As a matter of fact, I was talking to a gentleman, a friend of mine today. He may be watching tonight. I don't want to mention his name, but he was telling me that he was speaking to a coworker of his, and the guy said, "I'm not voting." He said, "Why aren't you voting?" He said, "No matter what they do, no matter who gets elected, it's not going to change my life." And I believe that that's why, unfortunately, people are not voting, and we should vote. That's the only way we can really make a change
Right.
is if we do vote. I am what's called a chronic voter. I vote like every election. So I like to take advantage of my right. Since the last time we spoke and brought you election results, I was able to speak to our Registrar of Voters for St. Mary Parish, Ms. Terry Fulcar, today. And, you know, we were trying to figure out what is the process of getting the votes in, figuring out how they come up with the results. And she told me this is exactly what happens. Every voting machine has a cartridge. It's a digital type cartridge. All of those results are downloaded to that cartridge. They take that cartridge to one of two places. If you're on the east end of St. Mary Parish, it will go to the Registrar of Voters Annex office on 3rd Street here in Morgan City. For the west end of St. Mary Parish, those will go to the Clerk of Court's office at the courthouse in Franklin. And what they do from there, they basically connect them to a computer. It uploads the numbers to the Secretary of State, and you get it from the website, or we're completely connected to the Secretary of State's site, thanks to Brian Prodish. That's why we're able to get those results to you so fast. And there are numbers coming in, but I don't know if we do have some, I believe.
Yeah, these are going to be for St. Mary Parish, and it's the early
Right, exactly.
voting. I don't know if you want to go ahead and
Let's
take
do
a
it.
look at that.
Let's do it.
There
Yep.
we go. Go ahead and look at the state if you
Okay,
want.
yes, let's take the state numbers. Nancy Landry is leading Gwen Collins Green up with 69%. That's early votes with only 2 of 3,900 precincts reporting, leading Gwen Collins Green up to 30%. let's see here. I'm going to look and see. It looks like we do have early votes coming in from all parishes
Yeah,
for
I
the
think,
legislative
yeah,
race.
you're right. We
Okay.
do, and I apologize for that.
No problem. Let's go ahead and look. We've got some graphics to show you. Uh, And if we can go ahead and discuss the Senate race again, Brian, if you want to bring the
Okay.
numbers up when they're
Go
ready.
ahead and try it. There were two graphics, right? That we were,
We can go. You can just go ahead and bring up the current vote tally.
oh, gotcha. Okay.
No problem. Let's see here. A total of the numbers seem off right there, but yes. So right now, Robert Allen he's got a very comfortable lead just in the early votes. And again, we want to thank Central Boat Rentals. Jordan, if you want to thank our sponsor.
Yes, Central Boat Rentals is locally owned and operated and has been providing safe, reliable, and cost-efficient marine transportation services to the Gulf Coast since 1967. They offer a wide array of vessels, barges, repair facilities, as well as the expertise to transport your cargo safely and on schedule. Central Boat Rentals is a proven service provider, employer, and community partner in South Louisiana. Visit centralboat.com for more information and to see their open job positions.
Brian, as I mentioned when we were looking at the statewide results, if you want to go back to those, we can start out with Secretary of State. Again, we only have early votes and 3 precincts reporting statewide. But again, if you look at it, they're all Republican candidates are leading between 67, 69 to the Democrats 32, 33. It's probably going to be a good night for Republicans when you see those types of numbers, I would think. And of course, that happened when you look at the primary on October 14th. The Republicans had a good night as well here in St. Mary Parish and statewide. And going back to those numbers, Nancy Landry with 5 precincts reporting around the state plus early votes, still leading with 67% to Gwen Collins Green up 32%.
A lot of precincts left.
Absolutely. Yep.
We are just beginning.
Oh, yes. It could be a long night. Let's hope not.
Let's hope not, right?
The ballot is not as long.
Well, it's going to be interesting. If you remember the last time, Terrebonne took forever, even on the early voting to come in.
Yeah.
And we saw that come in pretty quick
Right.
this time. So
You bring up a great point about Terrebonne. When I was breaking down the numbers on
Yeah.
the
the
state
turnout?
Senate, yes, you saw that.
I did.
Yeah, there was about a 6 to 8% gap in turnout between St. Mary
Absolutely.
and Terrebonne. And statewide, the 36% was a statewide turnout, and then the in Terrebonne 31%. I'm going to contribute that to Hurricane Ida.
Absolutely. I think 100% you can contribute that to Ida. And it just, I mean, people are still fighting to try and get their home straight.
Sure.
I mean, even after, when was that?
That was in August of 2021. So that was
right,
over 2 years ago.
Over 2 years ago. But as we've seen with storms of that magnitude, even when you look at New Orleans, it took a long time to bounce back. And I don't think that's going to be any different with Terrebonne Parish trying to bounce back.
Exactly right.
And I'm not saying they have not. They've
Right,
done,
right.
I mean, you go to
They're doing
Homer
a
right
great
now.
job. Yes,
they're doing
absolutely.
fantastic over there. But it is going to take time.
Yes, it will. Our hearts still go out to them. A few miles
Absolutely.
to the west, it could have been us. And let's go ahead and look at, Secretary of State. Big kudos to Robert Onland, Henry Beaulagrange, and Stephen Swiber. They have worked their hearts out. I texted both candidates in tonight's runoff. They're in good spirits. I think they were just ready for this to be over with. I talked to Stephen Swiber this week. I ran into him. He said, he's just glad it's over too. And
It takes a lot.
It
takes a
does.
lot to campaign.
Yeah, it really does. And, Stephen brought up a great point. He said none of them are really campaigners. It's not something they just do all the time.
Right.
None of them have ever run for office.
Yeah.
So it's something new to them. Some people love running for office every 4 years or so. That's not what they are, who they are. So hats off to them no matter what happens tonight. And anyone who has stepped up to run, congratulations and best of luck to you. Let's go back to the local races, Brian, for parish council. take a quick break if you would like. And we do want to thank Central Boat Rentals, so we can go ahead and thank them. They have a special message they provided for us. Then after that, we can take a quick break. For those listening on KQKI, we'll go back to music until we get some more results. You can stay tuned. If you're watching us online, stay tuned. You'll see a placard saying that we'll be right back, and then we'll come back as soon as we get more numbers, because there's only so much we can talk about.
That's right.
There you go.
Central Boat Rentals is locally owned and operated and has been providing safe and reliable marine transportation.
And welcome back to Election Night coverage on KQKI 95.3 FM and on the KQKI Digital Video Network. Wherever you're listening, you're watching, thank you for joining us. If you're listening on KQKI 95.3 FM, we're so sorry to interrupt Zydeco Saturday night because I could hear it next door to us in the studio and it's jamming.
Oh, yes.
So, but you'll get it after. As soon as these precincts come in, you'll get your Zydeco Saturday night back. And, of course, I'm with Jordan Voisin Dupree. And are you getting accustomed to that last name?
Still sometimes forget, honestly.
You're almost at that two-month mark. You'll get there. And we also have Brian Prodige, our producer tonight. We got great news. We only have one precinct coming in. So I guess you can say good news, bad news. But let's go ahead and we're going to go ahead and project the statewide races. And we're not the only news outlet doing this, but we're going to go ahead and project the Secretary of State's race to the Assistant Secretary of State, Nancy Landry, of course, Republican. Right now, with only 13% precincts and early voting coming in, 67%. I just don't see where there's anything anywhere for Gwen Collins Greenup to go from here when you see what happened on the primary election on October 14th. And again, we're not the only news outlet projecting it as well. Let's go to the members. On the west end of the parish, they go to the clerk of court's office on the, they take that, I believe, to the 5th floor of the St. Mary Parish Courthouse, and from there, they do the same. So sometimes it's really just traveling. Maybe they can take a drone and just fly these. What do you think, B?
Yeah,
That would be nice.
That would be great, right?
But you know what happens? We saw this last time when you start getting them in at like a flood.
Right.
That's really what happens. It's a matter of they may have a stack of 10 cartridges sitting there on the desk, but they have to upload them one by one.
Exactly.
So it's just a matter of time. But, you know, earlier we were talking about turnout, and really this election today is really all about turnout. We saw, what was the statewide turnout last election, Jordan?
Yes, the statewide turnout last election, let's see, this one, right?
Let's go to this one right here.
Oh, yeah, 36% of voters. And then for St. Mary Parish, it was 37.9%.
There you go. So you had about, I think the state was actually 36.3. So you had about just over 1.5% for St. Mary Parish. So we beat out the state. Pretty much all of these surrounding parishes were close to that, with the exception of Terrebonne. They were at 31%. But again, we can chalk that up to probably Hurricane Ida. So many people being displaced from their homes, and that's very unfortunate. Then looking at the runoff early votes, this go around 2,929 votes. The October 14th primary, 3,819, a difference of right around 900 votes in the between early votes between the primary and today's general election. The projected turnout statewide is expected to be 15 to 18%, and we mentioned that early on voter apathy. People are just not interested in politics, and that's unfortunate. They want to see their leaders step up. We saw this really happening at the national level, and, you know, as expected, it filtered its way down. And hopefully, you know, maybe this will speak to our officials, say, hey, we need to do something.
Yeah.
So, and we'll see what happens. We just need unity, you know, among our officials.
Looking at District 5, Brady, that's between Leslie Rolfe and Douglas Streety Jr. That's over on the east end, right?
That's around Patterson.
I'm sorry, okay.
Maybe Patterson. I'm not sure exactly what, besides Patterson, that really covers, but maybe part of Bayou
They're
Vista.
still not reporting.
Okay, still nothing. Okay, but a lot of that covers in Patterson, but they would go to Morgan City with those results, I would think. And there may be a couple of precincts that would go to Franklin, so it just difference of where they go from there. And again, as we mentioned, statewide, we have projected that the Nancy Landry will become the Secretary of State, as will Liz Baker Merrill, the Attorney General, and John Fleming, the State Treasurer. All Republicans taking those very early leads. With they started on about 67%. Right now, it's going around 64 to 66%. And we'll see what happens. But there you go. Go ahead, Jordan.
Yes, 416 precincts reporting. Nancy Landry with 65% of the vote. To Gwen Collins Green up 34%.
And you are starting to see more precincts. I kind of believe she may be our first Secretary of State, female Secretary of State.
Yeah, I believe you're right.
Yeah. And then, of course, John Fleming being our next treasurer. He is All right, that's what we have so far. Brian, if you want to take a look at the state senate race, because
I
we do
think
have.
we're getting, I believe we are getting some more from St. Mary
Okay.
Parish. Brady, we'll go ahead and take a look at that. You'll probably be seeing it change here. So, well, I guess I need to hit that.
Okay, it looks like all of our parish incumbent parish councilmen are really enjoying some comfortable
Yeah.
leads,
Hmm.
and so we're just waiting on those final precincts. I don't want to make an early call, but going back to Jason Bazeron in Terrebonne Parish, he looks to be a businessman, and of course he is.
Right.
And Brian, let's take a look at the Senate race, if you don't mind. Senate district. Right now with 11% of the vote, with 11%, that's the advantage he has over Beau LaGrange right now. I'm going to try to break it down by parish. Assumption has no precincts reporting yet in the Senate race, at least. But Robert Allen is leading with 76%. In Iberia, he's got 59% with 2 precincts reporting. Lafourche Parish, 5 of 6 precincts reporting. He's got 72% to Beau LaGrange, 28. St. Martin Parish, no precincts coming in with just early votes. There is about a 7-vote spread with Robert Allen with 52%, Beau LaGrange 48%. St. Mary, Beau LaGrange leading Robert Allen with 53 to 47%. That's about a 300 vote difference there. And then in Terrebonne Parish, Robert Allen with a very big lead just in early votes, 68% to Henry Beau LaGrange, 32%. So it's really easy to say that Robert Allen is having a very good night so far.
Hmm.
And so it just, the room for some ground, as far as finding some ground for Beau LaGrange to make up, it's starting to kind of slip away. When you think, Brian?
Yeah, I would have to believe that at
Yeah.
this point.
Yeah, we just don't want to call anything just
Not
yet.
yet.
Not yet. We don't want to take anything into granted for granted, do we?
That's right.
Yes. All right. We do want to thank our sponsor, Central Boat Rentals. Why don't we do that, Jordan?
Yes, Central Boat Rentals is locally owned and operated and has been providing safe, reliable, and cost efficient marine transportation services to the Gulf Coast since 1967. They offer a wide array of vessels, barges, repair facilities, as well as the expertise to transport your cargo safely and on schedule. Central Boat Rentals is a proven service provider, employer, and community partner in South Louisiana. Visit centralboat.com for more information and to see their open job positions.
And Brian, I am seeing that we just got another load of precincts reporting in St. Mary Parish. Once those pop up on your end, but I am seeing that.
I'm not seeing that, but
Okay. You just let me know when you're ready, and we can once it pops up on your end.
then what are you seeing that out
I'm
of?
seeing there.
District 3, I think they're
Let's-
8 out of 10.
Okay, let's see here. Okay.
There's 4 out of 5 reporting in
Yes.
District
Okay.
5.
8 out of right, exactly.
That's we can go. I'm not sure. Did you
Yeah.
talk about
Okay, I'm going to help Brian to see if we can help get Robert Onley on the air with us as well. Again, congratulations to our new Senate elect. Of course, he's a young one coming in. He's much younger than I am. I would think maybe in his 30s, and I think he's about to come on now. And we're just waiting on any moment now. We're going to get Robert Allen. It's okay. But with this early vote, Robert, I tell you what, we'll call you back. If you're not ready, we can definitely call you back. Okay, thank you. Okay. He's not ready to come in just yet, but it's okay. We think that we're at the point where, we're comfortable to say that we're calling it. We're just projecting it at this point.
Right.
But he's just not ready yet. Okay, we understand that. But because of that lead, we were comfortable in calling him. And but again, turnout is a big ordeal tonight. I'm really anxious to see what the final turnout is going to be. And but Brian, it's a wait and see game. I'm trying to find out how many precincts have reported for St. Mary Parish as of this time. We've only got 2 precincts left.
You're looking at as far as it's 9, I think, out of 10 on that.
Right.
But I believe we called that race,
Yes.
didn't we?
Yes, we did.
Okay.
Yep. So we're
just kind of waiting.
Yep.
I think we're going to have some more numbers coming in. Before I say that,
okay.
Let me check. Trying to see if there's more numbers coming on that Senate race. We are at 64 out of 103 on that one. I'm gonna bring it back to you and see.
Right, there you go.
See what's going on. Not exactly sure, but we'll figure it out.
Well, let's thank our sponsor. Why don't we do that?
Yes, let's thank you, Central Boat Rentals. It's locally owned and operated and has been providing safe, reliable, and cost-efficient marine transportation services to the Gulf Coast since 1967. They offer a wide array of vessels, barges, repair facilities, as well as expertise to transport your cargo safely and on schedule. Central Boat Rentals is a proven service provider, employer, and community partner in South Louisiana. Visit centralboat.com for more information and to see their open job positions.
All right. And, of course, we want to thank the Patterson family, of course, Mike, his daughter Kate, whom I work with on their advertising, as well as Nick Cagliano, and of course David Patterson, Mike's brother, family owned and operated for many years. And forgive us, we are having some issues with the numbers on our screen.
A little bit of a glitch. We're trying to figure out exactly what's going on. But
okay. Do we need to take a break, Brian?
Yeah, I think we did.
Let's do that. Okay, we're going to take a short break, and for those of you listening on KQKI, you can enjoy the for at least a few moments the Zydeco Saturday Night on 95.3 FM KQKI, and we'll be right back on the KQKI Digital Video Network.
Central Boat Rentals is locally owned and operated and has been providing safe and reliable marine transportation services to the Gulf Coast since 1967. We offer a wide array of vessels, barges, and repair facilities that can be tailored to your specific needs. My name is Brian. I'm a captain at Central Boat. We are experts in delivering your cargo safely and on time. If you're interested in coming aboard, check out our website, www.centralboats.com. reliable marine transportation services to the Gulf Coast since 1967. We offer a wide array of vessels, barges, and repair facilities that can be tailored to your specific needs. My name is Brian. I'm a captain at Central Boats. We are experts in delivering your cargo safely and on time. If you're interested in coming aboard, check out our website, www.centralboats.com.
And thank you very much, Brian with Central Boat Rentals, and thank you, Brian Prodich with KQKI.
Well, thank you, Brady. Thank you, Jordan.
And I'm Brady Burrell, and this is Jordan Vazan Dupree. Of course, we are coming back to you live on KQKI 95.3 FM, Bayou Vista, Morgan City, Louisiana, and on the KQKI Digital Video Network. We're bringing you live election coverage tonight as we've pretty much called just about, I think, all of the races. And we've been waiting on Terrebonne Parish. We projected already the Senate race, but we
other.
Okay, I think the parish, I think we've pretty much called everything. There's only one precinct outstanding in St. Mary, and from what I can tell, that is Glencoe Charter School.
Okay.
And even Stiffremo Point beat them out, it looks like. So there you go. So only one precinct left to go in St. Mary Parish. And I thought Stiffremo Point would be the last because
Right.
it's a longer drive, but who knows? Things could happen.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, it depends on who they got to drive it.
That's
too,
exactly
but-
right. If it was me, it'd have been the first precinct to report. By now, I'd have probably had. I could have driven around the parish, probably had them
Yeah,
all in by now,
exactly.
right, Brian?
Yes, you would have too.
If you're a police officer, you did not hear that.
No, you did not.
I'm not that bad. I'm joking. I'm joking. So there you have
I
it.
think we.
And you don't see that too often, and it's a good it's a good refresher. I can tell you that compared to what you normally see in some races like that.
Isn't that the truth?
Yes. So, Brian, I don't know if that one precinct has reported yet. It actually has. So all the precincts for St. Mary Parish have come in. And again, we can go through the final results if you would like before we call it a night. And before we do that, Jordan, let's thank our sponsor again.
Yes, Central Boat Rentals. Thank you so much. It's a locally owned business. It has been providing safe and reliable, cost-efficient marine transportation services to the Gulf Coast since 1967. They offer a wide array of vessels, barges, repair facilities, as well as the expertise to transport your cargo safely and on schedule. Central Boat Rentals is a proven service provider, employer, and community partner in South Louisiana. Visit centralboats.com for more information and to see their open job positions.
And again, thank you very much to the Pattersons of Mike and David Patterson, Kate, Nick Gagliano, all of the great people there at Central Boat Rentals for supporting us tonight. Brian, let's take it from the top. Let's take it from the statewide races. We were able to call these very early on. When you've got Nancy Landry, who will become the new Secretary of State for Louisiana. I believe it may be the first female Secretary of State, leading with only almost 68% to Gwen Collins Green up 32%. A great night for her, as well as our next Attorney General, and that would be vote does not count. Think again because let's see here. I'm going to pull that up and tell you how close. Ron Alcorn with 491 votes. Josh Email 482. So
Isn't that amazing?
I mean, out of 973 votes, only 9 votes separate them.
Yeah.
And so yes, votes, people, your votes do count. Every one of them. So all right, and let's go to Terrebonne Parish. Congratulations to everyone. No matter how you came out tonight, congratulations. Running for any office is not easy. And so congratulations. And again, we want to thank you, Brian, doing a great job on production tonight. Jordan, thanks for joining me again.
I've had my moments, but
haven't we all?
You're doing a great job.
We're human, aren't we? And,
absolutely.
And of course, we want to go ahead and say good night by thanking our sponsor once more, and that would be Central Boat Rentals. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a great night. Have a safe and happy Thanksgiving from all of us at 95.3 FM KQKI, Bayou Vista, Morgan City, Louisiana.
Good night, everyone.
Central Boat Rentals is locally owned and operated and has been providing safe and reliable marine transportation services to the Gulf Coast since 1967. We offer a wide array of vessels, barges, and repair facilities that can be tailored to your specific needs. My name is Brian. I'm a captain at Central Boats. We are experts in delivering your cargo safely and on time. If you're interested in coming aboard, check out our website, www.centralboats.com.